I, for one, am probably going to be in bed by 10. Welcome back. Happy New Year's Eve into New Year's. Thanks for stopping by Two Hands and a Foot. We won't tell you who's who. As always, before we get started, though, go ahead and click that like button. That's the last time this year you'll be able to do so. Click that subscribe button. The last time this year you'll be able to do so. Click the notification bell. The last time this year you'll be able to do so. And then share this with all your friends. It's the last time this year you'll be able to do so. All right, let's get into it. New Year's Day is upon us, or a new calendar year, so to speak. We have made it another 365 days and 6 hours, give or take, around the sun. That's a marvelous thing. That is an amazing thing. I mean, think about it. We're hurling through space on this track around this gigantic ball of burning gas. I know it sounds interesting. At speeds that we can't even comprehend at this moment. And it takes 365 rotations of our planet to get around this sun one time. Amazing that it happens. It's extraordinary that it happens, and it happens all the time since the creation of the universe. Now, that's what I think is the cool part about it. Granted, yeah, it's another calendar year. It's it keeps time. It's a great way to part and parcel things. Awesome, great. But I like to think about the expansive things more than just what's in front of us. And what's the expansive things is that not only do we do that, but other planets do that as well. But this planet in particular that we're on, Earth, sits just far enough away from the sun to where we're not burning up, and close enough to the sun where we're not freezing. And it's tilted just at the right angle so we experience seasons on all parts of the globe. And it does that consistently. And the cool thing is it's made another trip around the sun without any issues. That's amazing. It's New Year's Eve. And like I said, I'm probably going to be, by the time you're watching this, if you're up and you go, hey, I got a new notification that Two Hands and a Foot just put out a video, I'll be in bed, most likely. I'll get bored of being awake. I don't really care too much to celebrate the New Year's. I understand people do like it. I'm not bashing celebrating New Year's. It's a great fact. You know, people like to celebrate that. That's I'm not throwing shade on that. It's that I haven't done so in quite a while. Very exaggeratingly, I guess. I remember where I was. I told the story earlier today to some friends where I was for Y2K. You know, the big Y2K thing. For those of you who don't know what Y2K is, it's back in the year 1999. I know, a long time ago. Back in the year 1999, people started getting scared because, computers are programmed for the last two digits of a year. Say 99 for 1999. And they were thinking, the thought was out there, it was widespread, that because it was going to 00, chaos would ensue as soon as that would happen. And so people were prepping for the end of days, they were getting ready for riots and all this kind of stuff, the economy shutting down and all of that, and they were getting ready for all of that. Well, back then, I used to work at McDonald's, the restaurant, long before McDonald's went 24 hours, and so there was an opening shift, and you had to be there at 5:30 every morning in order to start prep to get the store ready for opening when breakfast started at 6:30. So I went to bed that evening, and I was like, well, one of two things is going to happen. One, the world's going to end, and someone's going to wake me up, and I'm going to experience that. Or two, the world's not going to end, and I'm going to wake up, and I'm going to go to work. Well, I woke up and went to work. So I get it. It's fun to celebrate. I'm not, like I said, I'm not throwing shade on people who want to celebrate New Year's. Go for it. Have fun. Be safe. let that happen and do that. It's great. Happy New Year. We've made it another trip around the sun. It's what I think is more impressive is that how that happens. Not the fact that a calendar is changing over, but why the calendar changes over. That this planet that we're on has made another revolution around the sun. That's pretty amazing. No issues, no problems. 365 days and 6 hours it takes to do that. And so we compile those extra 6 hours every 4 years into a leap day. For those of you who are trying to figure out why that 6 hours is in there, we compile those 6 hours into a full day every 4th year. 6 times 4 is 24, 6 hours every 4 years. Good, great, grand. You're tracking. So it's amazing that happens. And so I like that. I like that a lot. One of my pet peeves, though, are New Year's resolutions. I'm not saying resolutions are bad per se. I am saying steer clear of fantasy resolutions or fantasy goals. I'm going to go to the gym more. I'm going to get me a gym membership and boom, I'm good to go. I'm going to read 10 books or 12 books, one every month. I'm going to read 12 books. I'm going to eat better this year. Starting on January 1st. We're going to get all that pigging out on New Year's Eve. And I'm going to start, fresh on January 1st. Those are what I call fantasy resolutions or fantasy goals because people don't follow those. If you felt that you were unhealthy to the point where you need to go to the gym back in July, you should have started going to the gym back in July. If you thought that you needed to read more books and you have never read a whole lot of books in your life except for what you were forced to in school, you're probably not going to pick up the good habit of reading books on January 1st. I'm not saying you can't do it. What I'm saying is that once you got the hunch for it back in October or something, start reading books then. If you feel like you need to eat right and eat healthy and, oh my gosh, the holidays, Thanksgiving and then Christmas and now New Year's, and it's easy to start. I can see where that's an easy one to fall into. But if you're thinking you're overweight or out of shape back in March of last year, start back in March. That way, when you come to the holidays, you eat the holiday food well. You don't pig out like you normally would years past. And so then when January 1st comes around, it's easy to not have to worry about your false resolution or your false goal. Because those things take discipline. And it doesn't matter what your start date is. Discipline is what matters. If you don't have the discipline to go to the gym every day, it's not going to matter that it's January 1st. Start by, maybe a little smaller goal than that you can achieve. Working out at home, going out to walk more, or run, or hike more. Something a little closer to home so you're not spending so much time trying to, oh my gosh, it's 20 minutes to the gym and 20 minutes back, and then I got to do it for an hour, and that's 2 hours out of my day, and Start small that way. Develop that discipline. Goals are good. I'm not saying goals and resolutions aren't good. I'm saying using January 1st as an excuse is the wrong way to do it. Now, if you're a person who every year you start something on January 1st because that's what you've been doing every year, by all means, keep doing it. You've developed that discipline to do so. If not, I would suggest maybe being motivated, but planning. Start your planning for it. How am I going to do it? Getting those steps, because those smaller steps are a lot easier to attain than that larger step of getting fit, losing 100 pounds, or eating twigs and berries by whatever, because you want to change your diet. It's a lot easier to do it in smaller steps, make those smaller goals instead of just blanket New Year's resolutions. Like I said, goals are good. Set them and work toward them. Get that discipline in there. I know I say it a lot on my X feed and here. If you don't have the discipline, start with something small. Take 5 minutes out of your day and do something different. Take just 5 minutes out of your day and do something different. Whether it be relax, whether it be read, whether it be paying attention to something more important than your phone, a quick chore you could do. And I like to do these things that set you up for success that are small. Make your bed every morning. I know I say it all the time. Make your bed. And I've pushed that, and a lot of other people say make your bed. But there is a proven thing that happens to you if you make that a priority in your life. It takes but 5 minutes to make your bed, if not less than that, when you get a good habit going. Take that time and make your bed. You've accomplished something. There's something that goes on in your brain that does something for you. Again, smile more. People look at you funny sometimes when they're not used to being smiled at. Smile more. It doesn't take much. You don't have to interact with anybody if you don't need to, if you don't want to. Just smile more. As you're going through the aisles at the grocery store, smile at the person coming down the aisle at you, towards you. Just smile. And if you, when you get brave enough, do the, hey, how you doing? Or the small chit chat is, golly, there's too many things here to choose from. Interacting with somebody, getting those interaction bubbles going between people. That small interaction can help you with other things. Also, getting things done as needed. So when your trash is full, don't put it off until tomorrow. Take the trash out. Quick 5 minutes. Boom, done. Dishes need to get done. Do them right after dinner. That way you have no interruptions between dinner and bedtime, whatever that routine may be. Spending time with your kids and your spouse or friends or something that's going on. Get your dishes done soon. Whether it's put them in the dishwasher and set it to run, or do them by hand if you don't have a dishwasher. Now, funny enough as it is, when I was a kid and I turned about 7 or 8, guess what? I became a dishwasher. My brother was the same way. My mom had 2 of them, myself and my brother, and we did dishes. And so if that's a part of your family ideals and goals and plans, boom, let's go for it. But get it done. Do it as a family. Make it fun. Get your face out of the phone. I get it. I know. You're watching my podcast. You're listening to my podcast. It's on your phone. Make that time. I would rather you put off watching this podcast, spending time with your family and getting chores done, than watching this in the middle of important time. Plan that time around to do so. Those are the things that make you successful. Those are small things. But that'll help you when it comes time to, say, February, March time frame, and you want to do the gym. You've been working out for a couple months at home, and you go, okay, I am accustomed to doing this. I've planned this out. Now I can go to the gym, spend my money on a membership. Or if you have a friends and family membership or whatever at the local Y or whatever, you don't got to go to some fancy gym. You can go to a local gym and no-name gym or whatever, so to speak, and you can get your workout in. Those are helpful when it's bad weather. You get there and you're inside a nice, comfortable area and you don't have to worry about that. That's one of the things that the gyms are good for, is that you don't have to lose that motivation when the weather's rough outside. Until you can develop that discipline to go run in the rain. It's cold outside, put an extra layer on. Go run in the cold. Do your workout in the cold. That works for you. You don't have to go buy some fancy equipment. If you've got the money and the time and the space to do so, start small. I'm not saying don't do those things, but I'm saying develop the discipline in order to, those couple months down the road, when you have that discipline instilled, to go do it, and you'll stick with it more often than just saying, yep, I'm going to go to the gym. It's January 1st, yay, and January 5th, you're done because it rained and you didn't want to drive in the rain. There goes the motivation, and I'll put it off. I do 3 days a week, so I'll go back on Monday, and then you don't go on Monday because you're not feeling well or what have you. And then there goes your New Year's resolution, out the window, done, what have you. Develop that discipline small. That's how it works. Quick, easy, down and dirty. You don't have to make it too complicated. Again, we've made it another trip around the sun. I am pleased that has happened. A lot has happened this last year. We started this podcast back in March as a result of something that happened in February of 2023. And so I want to say, a couple of highlights of this year. One, obviously, the founding of this podcast. I want to thank Jake, my friend, for coming up with the fantastical nature of why I'm doing this to begin with. Dude, you're awesome. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon, as a matter of fact. My good buddy Whedon. who came on and co-hosted a few episodes, 10 as a matter of fact, and did a great job. I'll have him on again later on in the course of this podcast, because he is a good friend of mine and very smart dude. We had the Make Your Bed series. Like I said, Whedon was a part of that. The Make Your Bed series, I think, stood out. I think those are some things that if you read the book by retired Admiral McRaven, Make Your Bed, I think that's a good place to start when it comes to little things that can help with your discipline in your life and then how you do things. Some new things coming up. This coming year that I have planned. One thing I'm really excited about, and I'll just throw it out there right now, is I'm a huge history nerd, so to speak. And so one of my things that I'm going to be doing this year is, here on this podcast, we're going to do an in-depth dive into the U.S. Constitution. I think that's an interesting topic. We'll add that to the regular podcasts that go out, so it'll be on a regular day, a regular time, shooting and editing and putting out that video for the U.S. Constitution series, alongside the regular episodes that are just as as random and as planned, I guess, as you could say, as can be. We're going to have new guests. I've got a few guests already lined up, a few guests I want to get in contact with that I'm waiting to get word back from in order to schedule. We're going to have that happen. Some new YouTube shorts. I love doing shorts. They're the funniest thing in the world sometimes, and sometimes I have a great idea and I just want to spout it out to everybody. I got some new things going on as far as shorts are concerned, and as far as like surroundings for those shorts. More out of the studio type atmospheres for the shorts, as well as new ideas and new commercials coming on. So we have that going for us here in this coming year, the next season, so to speak, of Two Hands and a Foot. So with that, I'll leave you to a shorter episode so you can get back to your celebrating. I want you all to have a safe and happy new year. I'll catch you on the flip side.